It's an important question, I think, where we're going in terms of youth basketball. At the time that we formed Team Ignite, I think I was very public about the fact that I favored going to a minimum age of 18 instead of 19. As we sat down with our players to discuss that, and then essentially the college market changed, the introduction of collectives, NIL, the transfer portal, a lot changed around us. And then we came to a consensus when we sat down with the players and our teams that we were better off staying at 19. And I'd say also some of the societal concerns that were driving us to move to 18, that there seemed to be an unfairness that these players, even at the highest level, couldn't earn a living in college basketball. And we, the league and the Players Association together, were preventing them from doing that. I think sort of that dissipated because all of a sudden this great economic opportunity presented itself through these various programs at college. I think given that that's happened, I think we are in the process of reassessing Team Ignite because now some of those same players who didn't want to be one-and-done players because they felt it was unfair and they wanted the ability not just to earn a living playing basketball, but to do commercial deals that weren't available to them at college, to hire professional agents, and an opportunity that wasn't available to them at college. They now, all of those same opportunities have become available to them. So, I'd add, I'm not sure what the future of Team Ignite will be because I'm not, before there was a hole in the marketplace that we felt we were filling by doing that. And now my focus is turning to earlier development of those players. I mean, if you're seeing now what we're seeing in terms of that, close to 30% of the league of players born outside the United States, it's clear that the development is very different in many of those programs outside the United States. More of a focus on practice, less of a focus on games, which seems to be the opposite of many of the youth programs in the United States. I think that now we've begun discussions with the NCAA. The vast majority of the top players will play in college and never play in the NBA, of course. So we have a common interest in just improving the game, developing players, developing players. There's no question they're coming into the league incredibly skilled, but that doesn't necessarily translate to being team basketball players. And then what I'm hearing from some of those same coaches that may be complaining about inability to play defense is that these players are not as prepared as I'd like them to be, particularly as very high draft picks. So I think there's an opportunity for us to be part of that, the community that's developing younger players, elite players, and also, as I mentioned before, in terms of increased participation numbers, of just us being a more active participant and getting kids active, boys and girls, with our junior NBA and junior WNBA programs.